Hi everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a Stampin' Show and Tell for you. This is card number 5 for my card class of the month featuring the Christmas Gleaming Suite. This one is a fun fold card, so as we make it, I'll show you how, but we're going to have this fun little slip-in tag in the front of our card. So that closes just like that. We're going to embellish it with all of our fun bulbs. We're going to do some of our holly leaves again. We're going to use that Merry Christmas ribbon and we're going to dye that with our blend marker. So let's go ahead and get started making the elements for this card. So when you get your card kit in the mail, if you purchase the class, you will have a Mossy Meadow card base. Okay, here's the Mossy Meadow card base, and this actually goes like this. You're going to have a piece of designer series paper. You're going to have a piece of Pretty Peacock, and this is for the inside. We have a piece of Very Vanilla. This creates the sentiment tag, and it's going to end up going like this, and then this is the part that's going to slide in and out. We are going to be making our ornaments, right, and then stamping and punching those out. We're going to be making our holly, which I've already done. So we're going to stamp and color those with our blends and trim those out. And that's about it. So let's go ahead and get started with our card. So first things first, let's go ahead and put our designer series paper on this bottom section of card. So I'm going to just add some snail, and I'm going to center this on this section of the card, just like that. Now, how do I get that tag to slide in there, right? Well, we're going to use the classic label punch, and what I did was I slid it in like this, and I just kind of square the edge of the card with the edge of my punch. Okay, you kind of have to have a visual there. And I punch one, and then I just slide it up, line it up again visually with the top of my card, and I want to make sure that where I cut before is pretty much in line with where I'm going to cut now. So there's the second one to make it big enough for that flap to come through. So DSPM first, and then use your punch twice to create an opening there. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is the ribbon. So here's my ribbon. I'm going to bring in my Mossy Meadow Light blend pen, and I'm going to dye my ribbon. So I'm going to do this up here on the top, so maybe if I make a mess it won't end up everywhere. So I just lightly add the ink to my ribbon. Now you can dye our ribbon, almost all of it, with our inks. You can do it with our blends, like I am here. You could do it with our watercolor markers. You can do it by adding some of our refill ink to a container with some water, stuffing your ribbon down in it and letting it dye that way by seeping in. That takes the longest, and then you have to let it all dry. So coloring ribbon with marker is maybe one of the quickest ways to dye it. So I'm just coming along. Now, you want to go back and try to make it even. You can see in some places I have it darker and other places I have it lighter, so I'm just going to go back over it, shade in my ribbon. The nice thing about the blends is that, being the alcohol ink, they dry really quickly. Okay, so there's my ribbon. So what I'm going to do with my ribbon is I'm going to hide this opening. Okay, I'm going to go right over the top of that. So what I want to do is I want to add some snail to the inside of my card. And then I'm going to put my ribbon on there. Okay, I leave a little bit showing, but not a lot. I want to center my Merry Christmas on there. I'm going to wrap and tack that there. I'm going to wrap and tack this here. But then I decided I didn't want to see that on the inside. And because I cut this card short, I had this extra piece, right? So I don't want to go to waste. So what I do is I put snail on 3 sides, only on 3 sides. Because if you do it on the 4th and you seal this up, you might have trouble getting that tag in. So I only did it on 3 sides, and I'm going to cover that right up like that. So now I don't have those tails of my ribbon showing, and I don't have to worry about them pulling apart. But at the same time, I have an opening for my cardstock to slide in there. Okay, let's keep moving. So now I have a piece of Pretty Peacock, and I am going to center this on the inside of my card. So just centering it like that. All right, now I have my Very Vanilla. So I'm going to first stamp my expressions. So I'm going to stamp my Deck the Halls on the front. Okay, and I'm going to stamp my And Be Jolly This Season on the inside. Great. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute before I mess with that too much. Now for the holly, what I did is I stamped it with the Mossy Meadow ink. Okay, and I let it dry. Then I come back with my blend and I color in my leaf, and then I came in with my cherry cobbler and I did my berries, and then I took my paper snips and I cut them out. So that's how I did this holly for this card. Okay, all right, I think this is probably dry enough now. So I'm going to add snail to the back of my card. This is going to be the inside section. And then watch how I place it. I don't place it square like this, right? I actually bump it up a little bit above where that Pretty Peacock came in. So there's that. Then this piece slides in to that opening we created. Come on. It really does. There, I just had to get under the cardstock. Alright. There. Honest, it's not that hard. I know, I didn't prove it, it wasn't that hard, but it's not that hard. Alright, so there is our card so far. Right? So now we just have to add our different elements. So I've got my holly done. Now I've run a piece of copper foil through my embossing folder, the hammered metal, and I'm just going to pop one of those out with the small ornament. So there's one ornament. Then I'm going to stamp this large one with Night of Navy. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to stamp the frilly one with my Mossy Meadow. And I'm getting my fingers in all of my ink. Good thing I'm wearing my dark jeans and it all washes out. Okay, so one with my Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to do the small one with my Pretty Peacock. And like I've said, I don't have my in color ink pads yet because I was waiting for that purple posy to become available so I could buy all 5 and get the discount. So they are on order. But I do have the markers, so I'm just inking up my stamp with my marker. And I'm going to stamp that one time. Perfect. Alright, so now we're just going to punch all of these out to make our additional ornaments. So here's the big one in green. Here's the big one in blue. And then we'll do the other small one in the Pretty Peacock. Alright, now from there, too many things on the table. From there, I started putting together the card. But I decided I wanted this smaller one to be more of a solid, so I came back in with my Pretty Peacock blend, and I did shade right over the stamped image to give that fuller look to it. So let's go ahead and get that colored. So I'm going right over. Since it's color on color, it's the same color. Even if my blend bleeds the watercolor based ink a little bit, it's not going to create a problem for me. Okay, so there's that. So now we've got all of our pieces. So let's start building. So I've got ornaments. These are all going on to dimensionals. Now this one I didn't put right on the dimensional. What I did was I built it here. Put that right on the edge. Then I take, oh, the wrong one. That's all right. We'll just reverse this one. I put one here. Okay, and then I'm going to take my copper foil one. And I'm slipping it close to, but just slightly behind there. Okay, and then I've got a large one down here. And I've got the smaller one just inset a little bit. Okay, actually I think I'm going to move this one up if I can get it off. Is it going to be forgiving? No, it's not going to be forgiving. Sometimes you can get it off. So I just wanted to raise it up a little bit for that Merry Christmas to show, but it's going to be fine. Okay, so now I've got holly. So the first one I put tucked right in here, so kind of right in with the, there, right in with the ornaments. This one I actually ended up cutting in half and tucking kind of in and behind. So these two I'm going to put on glue dots. So there's one. There's the other one. And I'm just tucking an extra leaf. Come on. See? Tuck it right in there. Press it down, and then I did another one down here. So, nice full card. Okay? On our envelope, this time we're going to put the large mossy meadow ornament on there for embellishment. You're going to stamp your card. You might as well stamp your envelope. Clean up my space a little bit here, and then I'll put them side by side. And there you go. So, not an exact copy of the first one because I put the two ornaments in reverse places, but it doesn't matter. Okay, the idea is that you have a nice, full, friendly card to send, and you made it, so it's perfect, just the way it is. So I hope you enjoyed card number 5. Again, the class is a 5-card class that you get the kits for, and I've shown them all now. So here was the first one, the second one, third one, fourth, and the 5th. So those are the 5 cards in my class. All the PDF tutorials are available separately in the tutorial library on my blog, so you can link over to the blog to find those. You can also find the entire class for a $25 fee. I send you one kit with the supplies you need to make one of each card. You just need to have the stamps and ink and adhesive to put them all together. So let me know if I can help you out with any of those in your holiday card making. I'd appreciate your orders and your support and any comments you want to leave me. I always like to know you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. This was fun this month. I like doing my holiday cards early, so there we go. Alright everybody, I'm going to do another fun project, the Christmas cracker box that's in the catalog. I'll be doing that next week for you, so stay tuned and we'll do a little more fun with this suite. Alright everybody, have some fun and do some great stamping. Bye-bye.